Chief Economist at SPM Professionals, Paul Alaje, is my guest on the program. Let's talk about Ponzi schemes in Nigeria. The latest is CBEX. As an economist, Mr. Alaje, what was your initial reaction when you actually heard that investors in Nigeria lost a whopping 1.3 trillion naira to the fraudulent scheme, despite the history we have of Ponzi schemes in Nigeria?
Well, disappointed. I was worried. I felt no one would have fallen prey of Ponzi scheme in Nigeria again, because before now, research revealed that we have done a minimum, not less than 3.5 trillion naira between 2016 in the era of MMM to 2024. This addition moves what Nigeria has lost to over 4.8 trillion naira. And talking naira terms, when you look at what exchange rate was in the year 2016, 2017 to 2019, compared to what it is today, in today's figure, what we have lost in the real sense is over 8 trillion naira to individuals, most of which have taken this money to the dark economies, to the cryptos of this world, disappeared from our economy, and we wonder why we are not growing. So advice have been given in the past. I remember in 2016, a lot of persons thought maybe I was anti-MMM, and I encouraged a lot of people, advised a lot of people on television, on radio, why they must not invest their money on Ponzi. Unfortunately, many, even few that I knew, kept their money in Ponzi. I projected that by February 2017, MMM was going to go down. But unfortunately, to them, by November, December 2016, MMM went down. Was I happy that someone lost their money? No. Well, did I gloat? I didn't. There's no point gloating that people have lost their money. But what we are saying is that as economists, sometimes when we run the numbers based on what history have told us or what economic happening have dictated to us, and we run the model and we are able to come out with certain projection, which is what makes us economists in the first instance. Our ability to project correctly, given several assumptions that this will happen. Unfortunately, Nigerians, because of several factors, which of course include but not limited to greed and some other reasons where they are giving, continue to invest in what is destined to destroy this time or in the future is another conversation entirely.
In this particular case now, the EFCC is reassuring investors that they will get their funds back. How does it work? How realistic is that statement?
Well, from history, some persons will get their money back, but we have not seen any history, neither here in Nigeria or the rest of Africa, that we have monitored that 100% of the money was gotten back. It is practically impossible. So if you know how Ponzi works, you will know that everybody cannot get their money back. So it's a system that is designed to reward existing investor with the funds of new investor. So those investors that you have rewarded have left you already. Meanwhile, the money of the new investor will never be sufficient to pay them back the money that they have deposited. So some may get, what I believe the FCC is saying is that in the mid
Well, this is a conversation we really do need to have. The spokesman of the EFCC, Delo Iwale, was speaking earlier today on TVC News On, where he gave that point that the EFCC would be working, with the international police body to ensure that investors are able to get their funds back. But now, Mr. Alaje, the economist, is saying that, yeah, they could get their money back, but it might not be everybody, and it might not be in full. Mr. Alaje, please land on your thoughts.
Well, it has never happened that everybody got their money back in any Ponzi scheme, from the one I monitor with 4CID in Abuja to what we have seen EFCC helped. As a matter of fact, EFCC might not say it. There are some Ponzi schemes that have actually been arrested as we are talking, not CBEX. But with the money come back, they still have their days in court. It takes time. Some persons that are filed will go. So, but this is it. I think before anybody invests, we should be much more after keeping people away from putting their money in dark investment or horrible investment that is destined to frustrate them.
So let's get into that. Considering the economy and the way things are, it's a time when there is growing advocacy for people to have extra sources of income. So what is your advice to potential investors on what to look out for before undertaking any venture?
Well, economic hardship is here and is in different parts of Africa, no doubt. But you know, to make money should not be that we now look for a wrong way, wishing that one we invest in something that gives nothing. So I don't think that putting money in Ponzi scheme, it's a way out of current economic quagmire. I think advocacy that we have continued to push to our government at local, state, and federal level is good. Investment in real sector by government is good. For private sector, I think people should get to work. If you want to do passive investment, it's very important, it's good. But please, go on the website on SEC, Security and Exchange Commission. They have listed every accredited platforms where you can have such investment. Anybody telling you that they will give you returns of 100% in a month, they are lying to you. They are looking for all means to steal from you, directly or indirectly. If they are not stealing from you, they want you to be an agent that will bring people they will steal from. So do not succumb to such greed or pressure that deliberately want to tarnish your image or destroy people that are your relative, or take care out of your face. Because I am very confident that this will not end. It is not just in Nigeria. We have seen it in Bangladesh. I've seen it in what's it called, Pakistan, and so many other developing countries, even outside Africa. So my advice to people is that before you invest, ask, are they registered with Security and Exchange Commission? In the case that affects Central Bank of Nigeria, are they registered? Can they be traced? Yes, it may take you 1-2 days extra to carry out this investigation. It's more important to spend extra days than to lose your hard-earned thousands of naira in this current economic quagmire, or to lose millions of naira in the current economic realities. That is why it's very important for us to make these findings. And my advice also go to government, which
yes, yes, Mr. Alaje, I want us to talk about government. I want us to talk about government. When these schemes come out and they begin to thrive, you know, is there no machinery, you know, to look out for what is happening in the economy? Is there no way of reporting these schemes? Is there no way of really, you know, nipping it in the bud before it gets to the point where people lose their monies?
Yeah, I know that there is a new law signed by His Excellency, Mr. President, that anybody that carries out Ponzi will go on 10 years jail term. And we also pay Security and Exchange Commission, we charge a fine of about 20 million naira. It is when you know you are looking for a black pot, but you have not even found any pot. So the initial thing is that people have to report to SEC or any other organization. So the first step is that we need to come up with strategy of communication. For instance, TVC is a reputable media organization, at least in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. Security and Exchange Commission, Central Bank of Nigeria must get to a point where they deliberately sponsor programs to educate people. And this program will not just be for people who watch TVC alone, even across platforms, in Hausa, in Yoruba, in Igbo, in Pidgin, most importantly, in Pidgin, so that people understand what investment is. It's high time we take financial education away from people that just wear suit and tie. No. We need to take it down to people who don't wear suit and tie also. And perhaps some of them don't speak English. So it is not only people that speak English that has money. So apart from that, we also need to turn it to drama, television series, radio series. What we are targeting is for people to become aware. We have that responsibility to protect our people before they are swindled by these organizations. But to do that, government must also be prompt. Open FDEC centers across the state. I understand that there is no agency of government, be it CBN or EFCC or SEC or FCI, force investigation. None of them have the human capacity to be everywhere at the same time. So the initial thing is that Nigeria must first go to make this report. And can I shock you? As of
Mr. Alaje, you have 10 seconds to wrap up, please. 10 seconds. So
12 p.m. yesterday, there has been no single report of CBEX with SEC. None. As of 12 p.m. yesterday that we investigated, nobody has reported. So we wanted to know how many have reported to SEC. From the response we got, nobody. So Nigerians must we need to go now. To believe in institution and report so that we can together fight crime in our society.
Chief Economist at SPM Professionals, Paul Alaje, thank you very much for your time on the program.
Thank you so very much for having me.
That's our show today. A repeat broadcast airs at midnight and